score inside the lee of this big rock. Found this whole berry bush. I'm going to eat all these, even if this one probably isn't right. That one obviously was. Upside, found some water. Downside, still hungry. Probably need to go drink some more as well. I'll put that there for now. Also, definitely seen some little small game. This thing isn't super quick to get out when you happen upon them. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy together and go hopefully forage. I've seen a bunch of huckleberries or huckleberry plants. I haven't actually seen not very many berries. And part of it is just sun aspect as far as where I am and where these berries are, to where hopefully I'll end up getting some that had been getting more sun so that I can actually eat some, which would be awesome. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and try and see what I can scrounge up as far as some small game with all 16 of my rounds that I have. And probably should figure out how to use that fire starting device too, because I'm probably gonna want that later. Well, according to the literature that comes with this, it says the SE Knives fire steel is built from 1095 carbon steel and heat treated to be used as a fire making tool for use with true flint and charred material. The edges of the fire steel also work as a ferro rod striker, don't have a ferro rod, and the center divot is designed to be used as a bow drill socket. Don't really have a bow drill yet. Fire steel comes packaged with a hinged lid tin that can be used to make char cloth. So if I want to get rid of my shirt. So, some stuff about declination, azimuth, short-term survival tips, build a shelter, only big enough for the number of people needing it. That would be one. So apparently I need some true flint to go with this. Having never knowingly seeked out flints, I don't know. Probably not flint. Does anything have a flinty look to it? Not really seeing it. I did hear a fish jump, but do you know what's not in this kit? Yeah. So I'm gonna just keep trying some rocks for a little bit, and definitely not flint. Maybe I'll get lucky. Well, I will tell you what I haven't found yet. I haven't found any flint. I'm a little bit hungry, so which pouch is it in? This doubles as a pretty good chair. I mean, when your options are nothing else. Bam. All right, let's do this thing. Oh, looks like they're each individually packaged. This strongly resembles particle board. Hopefully it tastes better than that though. Consistency of particle board. Kind of just tastes like smashed up crackers. Some of them maybe a little burnt. I'm gonna need to dig out my straw. Well, I've probably seen flint at some point. I have no idea what it looks like. Other than I feel like it's kind of satin, shiny-ish, sharp edges. I'm envisioning kind of like jade, except not green in color, or at least that dark of a green. At any rate, probably have about an hour, maybe an hour and a half sunlight left. Darkness is coming, and I need somewhere to sleep. Obviously, when I insulate myself, I'm gonna probably busy myself cutting down some boughs with my pocket knife. And I don't know, I'm gonna get some boughs down, and we'll see about trying to figure out something with respect to a fire. But first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and get some bedding so I'll at least be insulated when I wrap up in my sweet Mylar blanket tonight. I just harvested all these boughs. This right here, I'm probably gonna turn into my little makeshift bed. There's already a fair amount of like pine down and stuff like that here. So I'm gonna spread these guys out and hopefully insulate myself a little bit more, and this will keep me from rolling downhill tonight, hopefully, as well. So we'll see how this turns out, other than me probably waking up covered in sap. I'm just kidding, I probably won't fall asleep. You know, this probably won't be too bad. Might collect a few more, and then I need to figure out a fire. I went looking for some meat. I did not find any, but I found some firewood, and I'm gonna make this happen because, well, it'll probably be a long, cold night anyway, but I don't want it to be as long and cold as it would be otherwise. So, already showed you the amazing fire starter that came with this. Don't get me wrong, I think that's probably a super solid skill, being able to spot, identify flint, in which case that piece of metal, like it's literally a piece of metal, probably come in handy. I mean, I imagine the knife blade would too at that point, but I get it. Primitive skill, pretty cool. Same with the bow drill, which that probably will do a really good job with. Being able to make a bow drill, start a fire with that, I'd imagine. I feel like I made one when I was probably 7 or 8. Not since then though. But here's the thing. Pseudo survival. Do you know what I really want? Not to practice primitive survival skills right this minute. I would really like to just have a fire so I could get warm, maybe raise my morale a little bit. If I was able to get some meat, the ability to cook it would be awesome. So yeah, like I just want a fire. Like I don't want to practice primitive survival skills. But at any rate, I collected a bunch of stuff. As I mentioned, rolling out on this thing, pretty much EDC, everyday carry, right? So to that end, take stock. I have my belt in this pocket. I have my cell phone. I don't know how I could start a fire with that. Probably wouldn't want to. Might need it, even though there's no cell service. I have my field notes book. I have a lens cap to a camera. I got my Fisher Space Pen. I could combine these two, write a note for help. Probably won't help me right this minute though. And that one is their Expedition, so it's waterproof paper. Probably won't burn very well. I I do have this flashlight from Surefire, Stiletto. A couple different settings. I can clip it onto my hat, use it as a headlamp. That may well come in handy. I have some keys. Also have a lockpick set. Probably cannot lockpick a fire started. Have some chapstick with sunscreen. Stay supple. What else do we got? And my wallet with $10 and some cards. Pretty cool wallet by Violent Little Machine Shop. Probably not gonna start a fire for me. I have a dead battery. Probably won't start a fire. If it would, I don't want to. And then lastly, I have this little guy from Prometheus Design Works. They have a cool little logo on the bottom. And yeah, like, something to be said for something like this in your everyday carry, because you will always have it. So if you end up in a position where you need to identify flint or figure out how to make a bow drill without any pictures for either, you can still get a fire going, hopefully. So I'm gonna go ahead, prep this stuff, hopefully get a fire going, boost my morale, and yeah, see what happens. I just heard a squirrel.